what do you do to help the non-playing fingers stay relaxed in the hand shape?
Most of the time, in my experience, when the 5 is sticking up, is that the 4 is tight. Um, and so usually it's one of two things. The 4 people, their experience of playing the fourth finger is that it's weak, right? Because they're used to, with that, maybe without thinking about it, they're trying to just play the 4 all by itself. And then, of course, it feels weak. Um, so that's one thing, is to try to help the fourth finger feel strong. And I have them try to feel this vertical dropping on the fourth finger. Also, sometimes people have the idea that the place that your finger touches the key is exactly the same for all the fingers, like it should be like kind of on the middle of the finger pad for every single finger. And that causes a problem with the fourth finger. If you're trying to get the fourth finger to play exactly in the same spot as when you play the 3, it won't work. You're gonna so the way to find if you can help yourself or the student feel, where does it feel natural for me to play on the fourth finger, and how do you do that? I have them put their hand on the, do the hand at the side like we did earlier, look in the mirror, and then put your hand on the fall board or a table or whatever, and feel where on your fingertip are you touching the wood. And that's where you should land when you play the 4, right where you're touching the wood right now. And sometimes that's really different than what the person thought. Or maybe they weren't aware that they were even thinking that, but once they find out about landing there, the 4 feels much stronger. That was my experience for sure. So that's another thing to make the 4 feel strong. And the final thing is, like if you're going from 3 to 4, make sure the 3 releases. The 3 doesn't like to. Every finger has a profile in crime. I'm not going to get too detailed, but the 2 is usually reaching, and the 3 is usually curling because it's the longest finger, and it's used to trying to get out of the black keys. So usually the 3. Often the 4 feels weak because the 3 is curling and pulling. And so if you can get the 3 to release when they play the 4 might feel stronger, and then the 5 might go down. Those are my tips. And then the other one would be, if they're playing just the 5, you can definitely have people play the 5. I used to call that the sushi chef. Hiya! So, because your 5 feels really strong if you play it on the side like that. And then you say, okay, now let's play it a little less on the side, and a little less on the side, and a little, to try to figure out where can the 5 feel strong. Again, the 4 is right next to the 5. It's probably not on the next key. It's probably on the same key as the 5, or on the crack between the 2 keys.